Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to add WooCommerce order details in Google Sheets in multiple rows. So here my objective is that whenever a new order will be placed in my WooCommerce store which contains multiple products, then automatically the details of that order should be added in my Google Sheets in multiple rows based on each of the product and details. So in order to automate this entire process, I'm going to set up a connection between my WooCommerce store and Google Sheets, that too without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, then for that I'm going to take you all towards my screen. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step that how you can automatically create a record of all the order in your Google Sheets whenever an order will be placed with multiple products in WooCommerce. So what I'm going to do, I will simply set up a connection between my WooCommerce store and Google Sheets in such a way that now whenever a new order will be placed which contains multiple orders in it, then automatically the details of that order along with all the product details will be added in Google Sheets in multiple rows. So the details will be added according to the products, okay? Now to automate this entire process, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation software which will allow us to set up connections between our applications without any coding or programming skills. Okay, so this is the homepage of Pabbly Connect where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. Now after coming on it, you will find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in, but in case if you are a new user, you have to click on the sign up for free button to create your free new account. Also, when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. Now because I'm already an existing user, therefore I'm clicking on sign in. This is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. So as we have done that, we can see that it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. On this dashboard, we can find all of our workflows which we have created, and we can also create different folders over here to save our workflows accordingly. Now to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option, and here a dialog box will appear. So it is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, I'm going to provide a name over here. Store order details in different rows based on product. Okay, so after giving the name here, I'm going to select the folder in which I want to save this workflow. So you can see that we have multiple options over here. I want to save this workflow in automations for e-commerce store folder. Now I'm going to click on create, and in the same manner you can also create different folders on your dashboard to save your workflow separately. Okay, so as we have done that, we can see that two windows are open in front of us. So these two are the main concepts or the basic principles of this entire automation: trigger and actions. So we can actually say that trigger and action are the building blocks of our automation. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have as many actions as we want. Now let's suppose we are going to take WooCommerce in our trigger and Google Sheets in our action, and we want that whenever a new order will be placed on our WooCommerce store, then automatically the details should be added in Google Sheets in different rows. So we can clearly see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands, because when the trigger happens, that means when the order is placed, then only the details are added in Google Sheets, otherwise no. So after understanding this concept, let's start creating the workflow step by step. First of all, we have to select our trigger application, and our trigger application will be WooCommerce. So let's select that. As we have selected the application, we also have to select the trigger event. Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to trigger or start. You can see that we have multiple options over here: new order created, order updated, deleted, restored, etc. So on the happening of whichever event we want to receive the response, we have to select that event, because our objective is that whenever a new order will be placed on our store, we want to receive the response instantly. So new order created will be our trigger event over here. Now as we have done that, we can see that a webhook URL is provided to us along with some instructions. So basically we have to follow all these instructions in order to set up our connection, and for this the webhook URL is going to act as a bridge. So first of all, let us copy this URL, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what we are supposed to do. So I'm going to take you towards my WooCommerce account, and as we know that WooCommerce is the plugin of WordPress, so we have to first of all come towards our WordPress site. Under that we can see the option of WooCommerce. This is plugin. Okay, after coming on WooCommerce, here is the option of settings under that. So let's select settings. When we will come on settings, here we will see the option of advanced on top. So let's select advanced option, and now here we have to select webhooks. After coming over here, we have to click on this add webhook button to add a new webhook over here. First of all, we have to provide a name to our webhook. So here let's suppose I'm going to give the name as new orders, okay? Just a random name, but you can give any name according to your requirements. Here we have to turn the status of this webhook as active. Okay, now we have to select the topic, and this is very important step. So here we have to select the event which we have selected in Pabbly Connect. As you can see, we have selected new order created as our trigger event, and in the instructions also it is given that you have to select order created in the events while setting up the webhook. So on the happening of whichever event you want to receive the response, you have to select that, and our event over here will be order created. So now whenever an order will be created, we are going to receive the response. Here we have to enter the delivery URL, that is the URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. I have done that, and now we'll simply click on Save Webhook. As we have done that, we can see that our webhook is updated successfully. So let's go back towards Pabbly Connect. Here, as we have done the setup, we can see that we have also received one webhook ID. This is the test response. This means that our connection is absolutely successful. So now we have to capture the new response. Before capturing the response, we have to do one more thing. We have to go towards the simple response and we have to toggle it off. Why we have done that? Because actually we are going to place an order in WooCommerce which will contain multiple products. And if we will use simple response, then we will receive the details of all the products separately in different lines. And because our objective is to add that same order details at the same time in Google Sheets in different rows, therefore we have to get the response in advanced format. Okay. Now as we have turned this simple response button off, now we are going to click on recapture webhook response button, and it has started showing waiting for response. So now we have to do a test submission to capture the response by placing an order. So I'm going to take you towards my WooCommerce store. This is the store, and I'm going to place an order over here which will contain multiple products. Let's start with this blue round neck t-shirt. So I'm going to add it to my cart. After adding to the cart, I'm going to click on continue shopping to add more products. Let's say this chair. So I'm going to add this chair as well. Now, after adding 2 products in my cart, I'm going to change the quantity of the products. So I've added 3 round neck t-shirts in my cart and 2 chairs. Okay, so now I'm going to click on update cart simply, and now I'm going to place the order. To place the order, we have to enter the details of the customer as well. So I'm going to enter the first name, last name, and all other details. Let's say the name of the person who is placing this order is Smart, and the last name is User. Okay, all other details are already added over here as company name, a random company name ABC. This is country, street address, town, state, pin code, and phone number also. I'm going to keep it same, and this is the email address smartuser89@pabblycutes.com. So now after entering all the details, I'm going to click on place order, and the method of payment is cash on delivery over here. As we have done that, we can see that the order is being placed, and this is the summary of the order. So let's go back towards Pabbly Connect. We will wait for a few seconds over here to receive the response. And yes, here we have received the response. You can see in the response we have received all the details, and this is the advanced format of response. So it contains all the details of the order, the name of the product, the quantity, and everything in the same field. Okay, so now when we'll scroll down, we can also see the details related to the customer, okay, the method of payment, and here is the list of items which is being purchased, the date and time at which the order is being placed, and some other details as well. So this is customer ID, zip code, phone number of the customer, email address, and here we also have the amount which is being paid. Okay, so this means that our connection between WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful. Now we have to move towards our next action step, and our objective is to add the details of this order in multiple rows in our Google Sheets to create a record according to the product. Okay, but before moving forward and adding the details in Google Sheets, here we can see that in the advanced response we have received all the details related to the product in the combined format. So we will simply use iterator in order to turn it into single line at one time, so that we can map the details further in order to add the details in multiple rows. Okay, I will tell you exactly what we are supposed to do. So now we will move forward, and we will turn this response into a single line format response by using iterator, so that we can get the response of all the products one by one in separate fields. Okay, so now when we are going to use iterator, we will receive the response of single product with all the details related to that product, and in this way we are going to add the details in our Google Sheets in multiple rows. That means in different rows according to each product and according to each detail. So now here our action application will be iterator by Pabbly. Now we will simply use our action event as process arrays. So iterator helps us to process the response which we have received in the advanced format into single lines. Okay, let's click on connect. And here it is asking us that what you want to format. I want to get the details related to the product over here. So here I'm going to select line items. Let's click on save and send test request button. And we have received the response. And in this response here, this is the ID of the order. Okay, this is the product ID. This is the name of the product, quantity which is being purchased, per unit price, and the subtotal as well. So this is the response of one product at a time. So we are going to use this response in order to map the details further, to add it in our Google Sheets in multiple lines, one at a time. Okay, so now when we have received this response, we will simply set up a connection between our Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. Before that, I'm going to give the name to my sheet, let's say as WooCommerce order details. Okay, now I'm going to click on this add action step button to set up the connection between my Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. And here I'm going to select Google Sheets as my action application. Here I will go towards my action event, that will be add new row. Let's click on connect, because our objective is to add the details in a new row every time related to each and every product. Okay, and because I've already built a connection with my Google Sheets account earlier, so I'm going to go with existing connection only. But in case if you want to create a new connection, then you have to click on this add new connection, and then you have to click on sign in with Google. Here I'm going to click on save. And we can see that Google Sheets is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. So let's move forward. Here the spreadsheet name is already selected, WooCommerce order details. This is the sheet name which is also selected because we have only created one sheet over here. And now we have to move forward towards order ID, first name, last name, and all other details. These fields are the same as we have columns in the spreadsheet. So we have to enter the details one by one in these fields to create a record. And what we will do, we will simply use the response which we have received from WooCommerce, because we have already received all these details in our earlier response. So let's start with the order ID. We will simply use mapping. Mapping is inserting data from previous step. Here our previous step is given. We have already processed our arrays from iterator. This is the order ID. We will simply select that and it is mapped. When we have mapped this ID, it has become dynamic. That means with each and every new response, it is going to replace. So whatever data we map in our workflow, it becomes dynamic and it is going to replace with each and every new response. So to automate the process, we generally use mapping, so that without any manual efforts, automatically the details will be changed in these fields and the data will be added automatically in Google Sheets. Okay, in the same manner, we will map the first name. This is the first name of the customer, and here we have the last name as well. So we'll map the last name. Now in the same manner, we will map the email also. When we are going to search email over here, it has redirected us towards the email. In the same manner, either we can scroll down to search the data, or we can also search it in the search bar by adding the keywords. Now we will map the phone number. We will map that. Item name, we have already separated the item names into single lines with the help of iterator. So we will use iterator step. This is the item name. Blue round neck t-shirt. This is the per unit price of the t-shirt, 2,100. And here is the quantity which is being purchased, 3, and the total amount which is being paid for the product. So 2 quantities is being purchased of round neck t-shirt, and per unit price is 2,100. So the total is 6,300. After entering all the details, let's click on save and send test request button. And here we have received the response. As we have received the response, let's go towards Google Sheets. And yes, here currently the data is added. So this means that our connection is absolutely successful. So now because currently we are testing this workflow, so the data is added in a single line only. So as we were setting up the connection currently, so the data is added. This means that our connection is successful. So after setting up this connection successfully, now whenever a new order will be placed on our WooCommerce store with the multiple products, automatically the details will be added in multiple rows over here in separate formats. Okay. So now I'm going to take you back towards my Shopify store. We will return to our shop, and here I'm going to once again place another order. Let's say this time I'm going to place the order for this social media marketing ebook, and now I'm going to add multiple products. Let's say this iron, as well as this chair, and also this Java course for beginners. So I've purchased all the products. Now I'm going to increase the quantity as well. So let's say I'm going to increase the quantity of this iron press to 4, and the chair is 5. Okay, so these are all the products which I want to purchase in this order. This is ebook on social media of 270 rupees. This iron press, 4 quantities, chair, 5 quantities, and Java course for beginners. I'm going to update my cart and I will quickly place the order. So now in order to place this order, I'm going to enter the details as well. Let's say this time the customer who is placing the order is latest user. Okay, just a random name, company, new company. Okay, and I'm going to enter a random phone number of the customer as well, and at last the email address. So here I have entered the email address latest@pabblytudes.com. Now I'm going to place the order, And as we have done that, let's go towards our Google Sheets and we will check that automatically the details will be added. And here we can see that yes, automatically the details are added. So this is first name, latest, last name, user, this is the email address, latest user @pabblytunes.com, here is the phone number, and all of the details of the products. This is ebook on social media, iron press chair, Java course for beginners, blue round neck t-shirt with per unit price, quantity, and the total amount which is paid for each of the product. So this means that our connection is absolutely successful and our workflow is also running fine. So let's quickly summarize what we have done over here in the workflow. So our objective was to create a connection between our WooCommerce store and Google Sheets in such a way that whenever a new order will be placed in WooCommerce store which contains multiple products, then the details of that order should be added in different rows, in multiple rows in Google Sheets according to the products. Okay, so for that we have taken WooCommerce in our trigger, iterator in our action, and Google Sheets as well. And we have connected all of them in such a way that now whenever a new order will be created, automatically the advanced response which is being captured from WooCommerce will be processed with the help of iterator, and the process format will be added in Google Sheets in different rows one by one. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.